In this video, what we're going to be doing is importing some weapon sounds to start bringing our game to life a little bit. But currently, as you can obviously tell when you shoot, whoops, reload and all that kind of stuff, there's no sounds coming on. So it's just this kind of awkward silence with nothing to it. So we're going to go ahead and try to start fixing that. So first thing we want to do is in the description, there's a link to a download for a compressed file. Go ahead and download and extract it. You will have this folder called Weapon Sounds. Now inside of here, you have a folder called Sounds with Fire and Reload inside. So we're going to go to Unreal Engine, go to our Weapons section, right-click, create a new folder, call it Weapon Sounds. Open that on up, and we're going to drag our Fire and Reload folders into it, like so. So now when you click on Weapon Sounds again, it'll be in the right format. So we have some reload sounds. These two are not mine. And all of these here these were just recorded with a smartphone. So they're at least, something. Same thing with the fire. These two are not mine. And you can see whose they are. Just by simply clicking on it, you can see the website here. So now that we have them imported, let's go ahead and set them up. So we're going to set up the M1 Carbine first. So we're going to go to our M1 Carbine, ignore the SID effects folder, go to animations, and open up our fire animation. So if we go to with our mouse right here, beside this one under Notifies, you can have this just in this bar. We're going to right click, add Notify, play sound. Click the play sound, change the sound up here, search for fire. You'll have fire rifle, and we can drag this to the start. So now whenever we hit play, you can hear it play the sound whenever we fire. So let's test that. And it is playing the sound. Assuming that's getting picked up, I believe I'm recording desktop. Yeah. So now we can do the reload. So what we do is we're going to try to find what best matches certain things. So right here, the magazine starts to get pulled out at frame 23. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click in the same spot, play sound, and we're just going to drag to where the line matches up with the line here. That's going to be for the magazine getting yanked out. And we have the magazine being reinserted and making contact about at frame 58. We're just going to again right click, add a notify for sound, and drag it as close as we can to the line position there. And I think that's actually all for this, which it is. So let's go ahead and go to the beginning right here. So this is the magazine being pulled out. So if we just search for mag under the sound, we'll have mag out. Same thing for here. Magazine's being inserted, so we have it for mag in. So now whenever we go to the start, we hit play, you can see the sounds are playing accordingly. So we can hit save. And I want to go ahead and do the same thing for the empty. So let's go to where the magazine gets taken out. So frame like 26. That's in a good position. Search for mag out. Go forward to frame like 47. Add another play sound. This one's going to be mag in. Now we go to the other side. And the charging handle starts getting yanked back. Out here, like right at the start of frame 63. We're going to notify there. And search for bolt. We'll have bolt rear. And then about here, the bolt starts to go home. So again, search for bolt. We'll have bolt home. Or actually, which ones are which? One second. We want bolt home. So I'm going to just use the ones that I recorded and have other ones for, other things. So bolt home. So now let's go to the start. Hit play. And that's what it sounds like. So now let's test it out. We have our fire. We have our reload. And we have our empty reload. Like so. So that's working nice and dandy. Now we can go over to our, let's see, we'll do the STG. We'll do the exact same thing. Just set a notify, play sound, drag it to the beginning. This one's going to be a fire rifle. And if it's for whatever reason not playing, what you can do is, I'm not sure exactly why it does this. You can drag it off the start just a smidge to where it's not stabbed to the beginning. And then it plays. I'm not entirely sure why it does that, but that's one way you can correct it from not playing. So we have our fire. Let's do our reload. So about at frame 13. Add a sound notify. That's going to be from mag out. Mag starts going back in about frame 81. So let's search for mag in. So which one's insert magazine? Oops. So we're just going to do mag in. This one at the beginning here is going to be mag out, just like before. And now let's do the STG reload empty. Now I did invest about $400 into some recording equipment, so I'm going to be recording some hopefully better sounds to work with here in the future to replace what we currently have. So add notify to when the mag is going to start coming out just like before. I'm going to do mag out. Mag gets inserted about, again, same frame like 81. So add a play sound. Quit jumping around. Get that lined up and search for mag in. Then we have charging handle starts getting pulled back to the rear about frame 103. So we're just going to do another sound. This one's going to be search for bolt. And we're going to use the other ones. So those were, so we have bolt slam home and insert magazine. We can use those two even though the name doesn't quite work. I'm just going to change this first one here to bolt, bolt to rear. We're going to search for bolt. It's going to be bolt to rear. Just give it a little bit of a variety. And it starts to go home about frame 109, just a smidge before. We're going to change this to bolt slam home. Get that lined up. So now we have that. So now let's just do a quick little test. Change the weapon from the M1 Carbine to the STG-44. Go fire, reload. And reload empty. Like so. So that's good. And now we can do the last one, which is our 1911. So open up our fire. Just gonna do a good old right click. Play sound, change this sound to fire pistol, or pistol fire. And drag it to the beginning. Again, if it doesn't play the sound, drag it slightly off of the your beginning there. I want to change the starting weapon class to the 1911. pause save, close it down. Let's go to our fire empty. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Change it to pistol fire. Drag to the start. Make sure it plays. Do our reload. Find when the mag drops. So about frame 17. Mag gets reinserted about there. So add another play sound. So this one's going to be search for pistol. A pistol mag out. Then pistol mag in. And that's the rest for that. We're going to do our reload empty. So mag gets dropped about there. Again, frame 17. Play sound. Mag gets reinserted about here. Add another play sound. So this one's going to be pistol mag out. This one's going to be pistol mag in. Go farther right. And the slide goes home about frame 58. So pistol slide home and save. Let's just see what this sounds like. So fire, reload, reload empty, and there we go. So we finally have sound and everything, and they play alongside with our firearms and however we're manipulating them, and we are pretty much good to go there. So this is also networked. So what I mean by that is because these sounds are linked to the animations themselves, let's say we have player 1 right here and player 2 right here. So when player 1 here goes to reload, let's assume it's dead silent, and the reload, the magazine drops out. Player 2 is going to hear the magazine drop out sound because the animation is, the sound is linked to the animation. So that means we're pretty much good to go there. Now there's only one slight problem that I potentially see that I will test, and if it is a problem, I will address this here shortly in the future. And that is the sound attenuation. I cannot pronounce that very well. But so that it drops off based off a distance. So for example, this guy over here, he drops the magazine out of his rifle. We don't need Jim Bob. That's all the way over here. He doesn't necessarily need to hear that, because it's not going to be that loud, especially with stuff going on. Also, FYI, you can change your speed of movement by holding right mouse button and scroll wheel. So he doesn't need to hear what's going on. So that's going to be the only potential issue. So I'm going to test that once I close this video up. And if that's an issue, like I said, I will go ahead and address it. I need to move those back out of the way. There we go. So that just to keep the zombies out. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give that a quick test run, and hopefully this was useful for you. And as always, there is a link to both my Discord and the Patreon if you feel like supporting me in the description. So I will see you in the next one.